I think one of the things that I was watching today about intellectual effeminacy is that, you know, finding the truth and resting in there. And one thing that I've realized that we have to also be careful with what you perceive is the truth, right? I think a lot of people, especially with that one, the intellectual effeminacy, you have to be very careful with that one because it can lead to the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? You think you know the truth. You think this is what it is. And the truth is simple but elusive, like a butterfly, right? The truth is never difficult, but it's very elusive. It's very hard to catch, right? Um, it's simple, like the base of a pyramid. But like the base of a pyramid, the complexity to build that base is hard, right? And that's where I try to make sure, look for the truth, head in the direction of the truth, but always test your truth, right? Because there's going to be days where, the thing with the don't jerk yourself off with fucking fun facts and constantly wanting to know more useless things, but especially when it comes to your craft, learn that truth, right? Go into the direction of the truth. But also, every answer is going to give you more questions. That's how you know you're headed towards the truth, right? One of the people I like to watch, just in general, because he's very entertaining, is Broderick Chavez. He's a bodybuilding coach, but he specifically deals with steroids and performance enhancement. And one thing that he always talks about, the man is amazing. He's like, every single answer you have, a good answer will give you more questions, 3 more questions. And for me, that stuck to me as, yes, that's how I know I'm headed towards the truth, right? There's something else I read where it said, you want a system that's systematic but flexible. You want to be grounded, but you also want to see the movement of the wind. You want to be able to see what's coming next, right? Because it doesn't matter, there's people that are like, well, I know the truth. And it's like, well, do you really, right? But then there's also people that are very like, well, the study this and the study that, and it's like, okay, cool, but like, we've seen that it works, so what does it matter, right? Specifically with scientific or evidence-based bodybuilding. It was fucking stupid. Like, just do volume, do what works, do volume. If you're not a volume guy, do intensity. Boom, there we go. Go hard, go home, train harder than last time. I mean, sometimes it's just as simple as that. But the issue is that you need to build models, right? Very simple 3 ones that I can think off the top of my head is Occam's razor. Usually the simplest answer is the right answer. The Pareto principle, which is 80% of the results are going to come from 20% of the work. And that could be applied to knowledge, right? Everything that you do, everything that you learn is going to come from basic principles, right? Massage, there's only like 6 techniques you really need to learn, and that gives you like a lot of the results. With lifting, 20% of what you learn is really all you need to get 80% of the results. With any type of learning, 20% of what you know, the basics, will give you pretty far. The Bible, reading just the key concepts, getting the key, is going to be probably 20% of the Bible, and the rest is going to be just not fluff, but it's going to be, you're going to get 20% is going to give you 80% of what you need to know, the majority of it, right? And I think the last principle oh my God, of course I forget it. But anyways, at least those two principles for me have been very, very good for finding the truth. Always observe it, see if it works. Live in the truth, but if you see something different, if you experience something different, test it, right? There's nothing wrong, because then living in the truth will turn into stubbornness and unwilling to learn and unwilling to grow, right? And I think a lot of the human condition is having that basic know when to grow, know when to pull back, know when to be assertive, when to be not submissive but passive, right? Learn to go, learn to stop. That's a lot of the human condition. Know when to push, know when to pull. Know when to walk, know when to rest. Know when to go, know when to stop. Know, we all have cycles, and I think knowledge goes like that as well, which is you have cycles, you have periods where you have to grow, but there's periods where you have to digest what you just learned, right? You got to get the nutrients out of the knowledge you just got. So for me, that's the only quarrel I have about the intellectual effeminacy, is that, don't jerk yourself off learning fun facts, but also don't think that you know everything, because the truth is simple but elusive.